There are 3 SUVs sitting on used car lots right now that depreciate like they are broken. But under the hood, they use the same engineering that powers vehicles people wait 2 years on a list to buy. I am not talking about good enough. I am talking about drivetrains designed to last 500,000 miles, bolted into SUVs you can buy today for the price of a mid-trim Camry. After 22 years of wrenching on everything from base model Corollas to straight-piped Land Cruisers, I have watched people line up to overpay for 4Runners and Land Cruisers while these 3 collect dust on dealer lots. And the crazy part? 2 of them share the exact same engines as those overpriced legends. The market just has not figured it out. SUV number 1 on this list is the one I have been telling friends and family to buy for years. It shares its platform with a vehicle people call indestructible, and it sells for literally half the price. Today, I am counting down my 3 biggest used SUV Goldmines on the market. Trucks built to go 500,000 miles, priced like the world forgot they exist. I am going deepest on number 1 because once you understand what is under that hood, you will never look at the used SUV market the same way. Let us get into it. Number 3, Chevrolet Tahoe. Number 3 is the SUV that every police department, fire chief, and government fleet in America trusted for decades, and somehow regular buyers act like it is a liability. You can pick up a clean one right now for under $25,000, and it will run circles around vehicles costing twice that. I had a guy come in about a year ago, mid-30s, growing family, needed something that could tow a boat and still handle a daily commute. He was dead set on a 2019 Toyota 4Runner TRD off-road. He found one with 74,000 miles for $38,500. I asked him one question: are you actually going off-road, or do you just want something that lasts? He said he wanted something that lasts. I pulled up a 2018 Chevrolet Tahoe LT with 82,000 miles. Leather, Bose audio, 3rd row, tow package, $24,800. He looked at me like I insulted him. A Chevy? He said he did not want something he was replacing in 3 years. I showed him the service records on my shop computer from Tahoes we have maintained over the years. I have 7 Tahoes with more than 250,000 miles. 2 of them are past 340,000 miles and still on original transmissions. He bought the Tahoe. That was 14 months ago. He is at 119,000 miles now. Total repair cost since purchase, a set of brake pads and an oil pressure sensor, $380 combined. Here is what people do not understand about the 4th generation Tahoe from 2015 to 2020. The 5.3-liter Ecotec 3V, 8 under the hood, is a pushrod, naturally aspirated small block Chevy V8 with decades of engineering behind it. This engine family traces its lineage back to the LS platform, which is widely regarded as one of the most reliable and overbuilt V8 architectures ever mass-produced. No turbochargers, and it is not a direct injection-only design. The L83 version of this 5.3 uses both direct and port injection, which helps prevent the carbon buildup issues that plague many modern direct injection engines. It is paired with a 6-speed automatic, the 6L80, that GM refined over millions of units across trucks, SUVs, and fleet vehicles. Now, I will be honest, there is one thing to watch: GM Active Fuel Management, which shuts down 4 cylinders to save fuel, can cause lifter issues on some examples, particularly those with irregular oil change intervals. If you are shopping for one of these, ask for oil change records. If the previous owner ran full synthetic oil and changed it every 5,000 miles, that Tahoe is golden. If they went 10,000 miles or more between changes, walk away or budget $1,800 to $2,400 for a lifter replacement down the road. With proper maintenance, that 5.3 will go 400,000 miles without breaking a sweat. Let me talk price, because this is where it gets absurd. A 2018 Tahoe LT with 80,000 miles runs $23,000 to $28,000. A 2018 4Runner SR5 with similar miles is $33,000 to $37,000. That is a $10,000 gap for a vehicle with a bigger interior, more towing capacity, a V8 that has proven itself over millions and millions of road miles. The 4Runner is fantastic, but you are paying a premium for the badge and the off-road image. Inspection checklist for the Tahoe. First, check for the active fuel management lifter tick. Start it cold and listen. A slight tick on cold start that goes away in 30 seconds is normal. A persistent ticking at operating temperature means lifter trouble. Second, inspect the brake lines underneath. Tahoes in northern states can develop corrosion on brake lines around 120,000 miles. Not catastrophic, but a $600 to $900 repair you want to know about before you buy. Third, test the air conditioning at idle. The AC compressor on these is reliable, but if it is weak at idle, the clutch is going. About $700 to fix. Fourth, look at the transmission fluid. If it is dark brown or smells burnt, someone towed heavy and did not service it. If it is pink and clean, that transmission has years left in it. Bottom line on the Tahoe, you are getting a full-size V8 powered 3-row tow-capable SUV with a powertrain that fleet managers trust with hundreds of thousands of miles, and you are buying it for less than a mid-trim compact crossover. The only reason these are cheap is because people see the Chevy badge and assume it cannot match Toyota. The engine bay says otherwise. But if you think the Tahoe is overlooked, this next SUV is genuinely one of the best-kept secrets in the entire used market. It has a Land Cruiser powertrain hiding under a badge that nobody is paying attention to anymore. Number 2, Lexus GX470. Number 2 is the SUV that every Land Cruiser fanatic knows about, but the general public completely ignores. And because of that ignorance, you can buy one of the most capable and reliable body-on-frame SUVs ever built for under $18,000. If you subscribe, I appreciate it. I have more videos coming on SUVs that actually hold up versus the ones that just look good on a dealer lot. Let me tell you about a GX that changed a customer's mind permanently. A couple came in 2 years ago looking for a winter vehicle. They lived in Colorado, needed something that could handle mountain passes in January and still be comfortable for road trips. They were shopping for a used BMW X5. They found a 2013 with 76,000 miles for $19,000. I have worked on enough X5s to know what's coming at 90,000 miles. Transfer case, cooling system, electrical gremlins. I told them to budget another $4,000 to $6,000 in repairs over the next 2 years. Then I asked if they had heard of the Lexus GX470. They had not. I pulled one up, a 2008 with 124,000 miles for $16,500. They said that is a lot of miles. I said, on this engine, that's Tuesday. Here is what is hiding under the GX470, the 4.7-liter 2 UZF-EV8. If you know engines, you just sat up in your chair. This is the same engine that powered the Toyota Land Cruiser 100 series and the Tundra. It is widely considered one of the most indestructible gasoline V8 engines ever manufactured. It is timing belt driven, so you will need a belt replacement every 90,000 miles at about $900 to $1,100. But that is a maintenance item, not a flaw. The bottom end of this engine is so overbuilt that Toyota engineers basically said, good luck breaking it. It uses iron block construction with a forged steel crankshaft. There are documented examples of this engine exceeding 500,000 miles with nothing more than routine maintenance. I have personally worked on two UZFE engines past 380,000 miles that still had solid compression on all 8 cylinders. The transmission is a 5-speed automatic, the A750F, which Toyota used in their truck lineup for years. It is not fancy. It is not fast shifting. It is just incredibly durable. The full-time 4-wheel drive system is the same architecture used in the Land Cruiser with a locking center differential. This is not a crossover all-wheel drive system. This is a proper truck-based 4-wheel drive setup that can handle serious terrain. Now, the price comparison will make you question everything. A 2007 GX470 with 120,000 miles, $14,000 to $18,000. A 2007 Toyota Land Cruiser with similar mileage, $28,000 to $35,000. Same engine family, same reliability DNA, same body-on-frame toughness. You are paying $15,000 less because it says Lexus instead of Land Cruiser on the tailgate, and because most Lexus shoppers moved on to newer models and most truck buyers do not think to look at a luxury badge. Inspection checklist. First, check the timing belt service history. This is non-negotiable. If it has not been done and it is past 90,000 miles, either negotiate the cost off the price or plan to do it immediately after purchase. Second, look underneath for frame rust. These are body-on-frame trucks, and northern examples can develop frame corrosion. If you see scale rust, that is surface level and fine. If you see flaking or holes, keep looking. Third, test the air suspension on models that have it. The rear suspension on some GX470s uses height-adjustable airbags. If the rear end sags overnight or you hear the compressor running constantly, the bags are leaking. Budget $800 to $1,200 to replace them, or convert to standard coil springs for about the same. Fourth, check the dashboard for cracking. Some early 2000-era Lexus models developed dashboard cracks in hot climates. Cosmetic only, but it affects resale if you care. Who should buy the GX470? Anyone who wants Land Cruiser capability at a fraction of the price. Drivers in harsh climates who need a real 4-wheel drive system that will not flinch. Anyone who wants a luxury interior that still feels solid 15 years later will love this. Lexus interiors from this era age incredibly well. And anyone who plans to keep a vehicle for a decade or more and wants the lowest possible risk of a catastrophic mechanical failure should listen. The 2UZFE engine just does not quit. Who should skip it? If fuel economy matters to you, stop reading. The GX470 gets 14 to 17 miles per gallon, and it does not apologize for it. If you need 3 rows with real adult space, the third row in the GX is tight. It is built for kids. And if you want modern tech, a 2008 infotainment system is what it is. You are buying this truck for the mechanicals, not the touchscreen. All right, that was number 2. And now number 1. This is the SUV I have recommended more than anything else on this list. It has the same legendary engine family as the Land Cruiser, more interior space than the 4Runner, and somehow it sells for less than both of them because the general public has no idea what it is. Once you hear what is under the hood, you will understand why this is the best used SUV value in America. Number 1. Toyota Sequoia. Here is a sentence that should not be true but is. You can buy a full-size, V8 powered, 3-row, body-on-frame Toyota SUV with the same iForce drivetrain as the Land Cruiser 200 series for under $25,000. And almost nobody is doing it. This is cheap value most people miss. The second-generation Toyota Sequoia, built from 2008 to 2022, is the most undervalued, reliable SUV in the entire used market. And it is not even close. The Sequoia is undervalued. Let me tell you about a Sequoia I serviced that rewired how I think about vehicle longevity. A customer brought in a 2010 Sequoia Platinum about 3 years ago for a full inspection before a cross-country move. The odometer read 387,000 miles. I am not exaggerating. I put it on the lift, expecting a vehicle held together by zip ties and optimism. What I found was a truck that still had solid frame rails, a transmission that shifted clean, and an engine with compression numbers that would be acceptable on a truck with 100,000 miles. He told me he had changed the oil every 5,000 miles, done the plugs every 100,000 miles, and replaced the water pump once at 290,000 miles. Total major repairs in 387,000 miles, one starter motor and one alternator. That is it. That truck is still running today. Last I heard, it is past 420,000 miles. Here is what makes the second-generation Sequoia a mechanical masterpiece. The 5.7-liter 3 URFBEI Force 5.8 is the same engine used in the Toyota Tundra and the Land Cruiser 200 series. This is Toyota's flagship Vive 8 for their most important truck platforms worldwide. Dual overhead cams, 32 valves, an aluminum block with iron cylinder liners for durability, and a timing chain, not a belt, designed to last the life of the engine. It produces 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque. It is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission, the AB60F, that Toyota specifically engineered for heavy-duty truck applications. This is not a repurposed sedan transmission. This is a truck gearbox built to handle towing, hauling, and hundreds of thousands of highway miles. The frame is fully boxed steel, shared with the Tundra, and it is built at Toyota's plant in Princeton, Indiana, which is one of the most quality-controlled manufacturing facilities in North America. Now here are the numbers that get offensive. A 2016 Sequoia SR5 with 90,000 miles runs from $24,000 to $29,000. A 2016 Land Cruiser with similar mileage goes for $48,000 to $58,000. That is a $25,000 to $30,000 gap for vehicles sharing the same V8 engine family and the same fundamental engineering philosophy. Yes, the Land Cruiser has a more sophisticated suspension and a more luxurious interior, but the engine, the thing that determines whether you are driving this truck at 300,000 miles or scrapping it, is the same family of motor. Even compared to the 4Runner, the Sequoia makes financial sense. A 2018 4Runner SR5 with 80,000 miles runs $33,000 to $37,000. The Sequoia gives you a bigger V8, more interior space, a real third row that adults can actually sit in, and it costs $8,000 to $12,000 less. The 4Runner tax is real, and the Sequoia is the loophole. Repair costs from my shop, real numbers, not estimates. Brake job, all 4 corners, $420. Spark plug replacement, all 8 cylinders, $340. Water pump replacement, $750. Secondary air injection pump, which is the most common issue on these and usually just triggers a check engine light, $650 to repair, or you can clean the valve yourself for about $30 in parts. That secondary air injection system is the one consistent complaint on the 5.7 liter, and it is an emissions component, not a drivetrain issue. It does not affect reliability or drivability at all. Inspection checklist. First, check for the secondary air injection code. If the check engine light is on, scan it. If it is code P2440 or P2442, it is the air injection system. Negotiate $500 to $700 off the price and fix it after purchase. It does not mean the engine is bad. Second, inspect the lower ball joints. On high-mileage Sequoias, especially those that towed frequently, the lower ball joints can wear. Listen for clunking over bumps at low speed. Replacement is about $400 per side, and it's a safety item, so don't ignore it. Next, check the frame for rust, particularly if the vehicle spent time in the Midwest or Northeast. Toyota issued a frame rust warranty program for some Tundras, but the Sequoia was not always included. Look underneath carefully, then test the 4-wheel drive system. Engage 4-wheel drive low and drive slowly in a parking lot. It should engage smoothly without grinding. If it grinds or will not engage, the actuator may need replacement. That is about $500. Who should buy the Sequoia? Families who need real space. The Sequoia's third row fits actual adults, not just children with their knees at their chin. Anyone who tows. This vehicle is rated for 7,400 pounds, and the drivetrain barely notices it. Long-distance drivers who want a vehicle that just refuses to quit. And anyone who has been priced out of the Land Cruiser market but wants that same Toyota truck DNA. This is your vehicle. Who should skip it? Anyone who cares about fuel economy. The Sequoia gets 13 to 17 miles per gallon. That is the price of a 5.7-liter V8, and there is no way around it. If you need something for tight city streets and parking garages, this is a full-size SUV. It is over 200 inches long, and it drives like it. And if you want the newest safety technology and infotainment, the second-generation Sequoia's interior was dated even when it was new. You are buying this truck for what is underneath, not what is on the dashboard. Here is my final take. The Toyota Sequoia is the closest thing to a Land Cruiser that regular people can actually afford. Same engine philosophy, same overbuilt truck frame, same run it until the wheels fall off Toyota mentality. And the market prices it like a used Chevy because nobody walks onto a lot asking for one. That is your advantage. So there it is. 3 SUVs the market completely forgot about, but the odometers did not. The Chevrolet Tahoe, with its battle-tested 5.3-liter V8 and fleet-proven reliability. The Lexus GX470, hiding a Land Cruiser powertrain behind a badge nobody is shopping for. And the Toyota Sequoia, the single best value in the entire used SUV market, with a drivetrain engineered to outlast everything around it. You now know 3 SUVs you can buy for under $25,000 that have legitimate 500,000-mile potential if you maintain them. Next time someone tells you that you need to spend $40,000 to get a reliable used SUV, send them this video. Now, If you want to know which SUVs actually earned legendary status in the shop, the ones mechanics fight over when they show up for sale, I did a full breakdown. It is right here. 22 years of watching what survives and what does not. Like if this helped. Subscribe for more straight talk. I will keep telling you what the dealerships will not. Drive safe. Take care of your truck, and it will take care of you. Take it or leave it. I will see you in the next one.